You ever try vacuuming sand and it just laughs at you? Like somehow your vacuum makes it worse? Yeah, been there. Whether it's beach days gone wrong, kids with sand in their shoes, or a sandbox that turned into an indoor disaster, sand has a way of sticking around everywhere. So in this video, we're talking about the best vacuum for sand. We've lined up a few great picks, each one matching up better with certain needs or situations. That includes vacuums for homes, plus some for pools and even aquariums. We'll break them down category by category, so it's easier to figure out what works for you. You'll find links to everything we mentioned down in the description. If you want more helpful stuff like this, feel free to hit that like button and subscribe. Got questions or need help choosing? Drop a comment, and I'll do my best to help out. All right, let's get into the list. Miele Boost CX1 Parquet Canister Vacuum. Best vacuum for sand on hardwood floors. This one's made for hardwood floors, like actually made for them. The floor head is super gentle, but still manages to grab onto stuff like sand without pushing it around. It kind of glides, which makes cleaning feel way less like a chore. It's on the compact side, which is nice if your storage space is tight. But it's not super light, so if you're pulling it around a lot, especially upstairs, you might feel it a bit. Some folks say the hose is a little shorter than expected, so you might have to reposition the canister more often. Now, this isn't the cheapest vacuum out there. It's more of a premium pick. But people seem to really trust the build, and they like how clean the air feels after using it. That HEPA filter traps the fine stuff that would usually sneak back out. Emptying the bin is simple and not super messy, which I think we can all appreciate. No one wants a dust cloud explosion. If your floors are mostly wood and sand is a regular guest, this one's definitely worth a look, especially if you don't want to baby your vacuum every time you use it. Shark Stratos Cordless. Best mid-range vacuum for sand on hardwood floors. If you've got sand on hardwood and want something cordless that's still pretty strong, this mid-range option stands out. What makes it different is how it boosts the suction on its own, depending on how messy the floor is. It's like it knows when things are getting out of hand, kind of like a teacher giving you that look. It's got a brush system with 2 rollers that team up to grab fine sand and hair in the same pass, which is handy if you've got pets or long hair floating around. The handle bends, which sounds weird at first, but it makes cleaning under furniture way easier. No more crouching like you're about to stretch before gym class. Battery life is hit or miss. On lower settings, it can go for almost an hour. But if you crank it up, it might be done in around 10 minutes. So if you're like me and tend to vacuum everything in one go, that might be something to think about. One thing I really like is the smell. It actually helps with odors, which makes the room feel fresher. The only real downside is the main brush isn't removable, so cutting out tangled hair can take a minute. Still, for sand on hard floors, it's solid. Eureka Mighty Mite 3670M, best budget vacuum for sand on hardwood floors. If you're working with a tight budget and still want something that handles sand on hardwood, this one checks a lot of boxes. It's got that old school canister style, which kind of reminds me of something my aunt would have used. But don't let the look fool you. It's got strong suction, and it's actually pretty light, so moving it around doesn't feel like dragging a suitcase. The dust bag holds a good amount too, way more than those tiny cordless bins, so you don't have to stop and empty it every 5 minutes. And it even comes with extra bags, which is kind of rare these days. I like that it has a blower function too. Feels like a bonus feature, like finding fries at the bottom of the bag. Now, it's not perfect. The wand feels a little flimsy, and if you're rough with it, it might wear out faster. Plus, there's no fancy screen or sensor, but that's expected at this price. Still, for hardwood and sand, it holds its own. It's not too heavy, has good reach, and the suction can be adjusted, which is great if you're switching between different surfaces. Definitely one of the better picks if you're trying to save. iRobot Roomba Combo i5 Plus Self-Emptying Robot Vacuum and Mop. Best robot vacuum for sand. If you're after a robot that can both vacuum and mop, this one stands out for sand on hardwood floors. What's cool is that it switches easily between just vacuuming or vacuuming plus mopping. So you get a little extra cleaning without having to bring out separate machines. Plus, it empties its own dust bin, which feels like having a helper who actually does the gross stuff for you. No one likes emptying dust bins, right? It learns your home's layout pretty well, so it can hit the messier spots more often and avoid places you don't want it messing with. The dual rubber brushes do a solid job picking up sand and pet hair, and they avoid getting tangled, which is a relief. The mop pad tackles the kind of dirt that sticks to floors, like footprints and fine dust. Not everything is perfect. Some users find it a bit loud, kind of like a mini jet engine running in your living room. Also, while the self-emptying is a neat feature, it doesn't always work smoothly for everyone. Still, for a premium robot that handles both vacuuming and mopping with minimal fuss, this one is definitely worth a look. Ape or Scuba S1 Cordless Robotic Cleaner, best pool vacuum for sand. If you've got a pool that needs regular cleaning but don't want to deal with cords, this cordless robot cleaner is worth thinking about. It's built for pools up to about 66 feet long and offers a decent-sized filter basket to catch leaves, dirt, and yep, sand too. The cordless feature definitely makes things simpler. No tripping over cables or worrying about plugging it in near water. The cleaning includes dual brushes that help scrub the pool floor and walls, with several modes to pick from, depending on what needs more attention. It even tries to plan its route, though sometimes it might miss spots or get stuck on slopes, which can be a bit annoying if you're expecting it to do the full job without babysitting. Also, it's on the heavier side, so pulling it out of the pool isn't the easiest task, kind of like lifting a mini tank. Battery life can be a bit shorter than expected, and charging takes quite a while, so it's not the fastest turnaround if you need daily cleaning. While it works fine for lighter debris and regular upkeep, it might struggle with bigger messes or fine silt. So, if you want a cordless option and don't mind a few quirks, this one could fit the bill. Aquarium Gravel Cleaner, best aquarium vacuum for sand. If your aquarium's sand bed is starting to look like a little mess, this electric gravel cleaner might be just the helper you need. It's got a decent motor that pumps a good amount of water through, helping to suck up fish waste, leftover food, and fine sand without making a big cloud of dirt everywhere. Plus, it comes with a bunch of different heads, like a scrapper for algae, a sand washer, and even a little brush for tricky corners, so it feels like a mini cleaning toolkit all in one. The extendable tubes mean you can reach all parts of your tank, whether it's tall or short, which is handy if you have a variety of setups. It's light enough to handle easily, and the filter system helps keep debris from escaping back into the water, although some folks say it's not perfect, so you might need to keep an eye on that. One thing to watch out for is the build quality. Some users mention the plastic parts feel a bit cheap, and a few units didn't last as long as expected. But if you want something budget-friendly that can tackle sand and gravel cleanup without making water changes a chore, this could be a solid pick. So, that's a quick look at some great options if you're hunting for the best vacuum for sand. Each one has its perks and a couple of quirks, but depending on what you need, there's something here worth thinking about. If any of these caught your eye, the links are down in the description, so check them out. And hey, if you enjoyed hanging out and getting the scoop on these cleaners, hit that like button, subscribe for more videos like this, and drop a comment telling me which one sounds best to you, or if you've got a favorite vacuum that didn't make the list. Also, don't forget to peek at our other videos. You might find your next must-have gadget waiting there. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.